All right, all you freedom-loving boys and girls. Hey, we're going to do a kind of a how-to video on the rucksack, right? I haven't had anyone call and ask, so I think most of you guys know how to do this, right? But just in case, I wanted to do a video. But before I continue, it's a beautiful day. Just did not want to do this back in the shop. But it's kind of windy, so we'll just see how the wind works. I got the mic up here, so again, we're going to talk about Our Little Ruck. Now, this guy's just loaded up with whoobies right now. It's about the most weight I can carry. Woo, 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 whoopee! All right, but Our Little Ruck, when it is sent to you, it doesn't come with whoobies. But when it's sent to you, the shoulder straps and the connections are all disassembled in and inside. Now, before I get to that, I just want to point out, the back side has MOLLE. And that MOLLE is so if you want to attach the ruck itself, take the shoulder straps off and attach the ruck itself to a different product, such as a plate carrier or our upcoming skeleton chassis, these malice clips right here are what you would use, what you would need. There's a gazillion places on Amazon that sell them. So I'll come back to the ruck in a second. I just want to get into the shoulder straps, so I'm just going to set that down. So when you get it, the ruck, when it's shipped to you, so the ruck is folded up, and your shoulder straps are basically just like this. And I'm going to break the shoulder straps down a second. If you get the docking straps, which can go on the bottom of the rucksack and then strap in like a tarp or other item, you get docking straps. Now that's an add-on. And another add-on, because it's all about the individual, is what I think is probably the world's simplest and easiest sternum strap. And you'll see when I get the shoulder straps on, you can adjust the sternum strap to where you want it to be, if you even want it. I know not everybody uses sternum straps. I really don't most of the time. I'd rather do a forehead strap, but my days of carrying 100-pound rucksacks are over, so I don't even need that. But yeah, so this is an add-on, and so are the docking straps. All right, so here are your shoulder straps. They come just like this. You do you, but I would highly recommend don't throw away the shock cord and the shock cord keeper. So many uses for this. Maybe that stands out against my University of Chicago. That's right, I went to the University of Chicago. I had a guy ask me once, he saw me, he's like, oh, so you went to UC? I'm like, yeah, I did, so what? Oh, did you really? I'm like, who cares, dude? People are weird, man. Speaking of weird, we got cousin husband behind the camera. I should have introduced him. Say hi, cousin husband.
Hello, cousin husband.
What was your catchphrase going to be?
Oh, stay hydrated.
That wasn't it. He's been doing all the heavy lifting in the family, so
I'm He-Man.
He's calling. There it is, right there. He's He-Man all of a sudden. So, all right. So the shoulder straps, there's going to be two of them. The 1.5 inch webbing is the top of the shoulder strap. The 1 inch webbing, and you'll see two pieces. One is to attach to the rucksack. The other one is your adjustment. I'll go over that. But these are the two of them. And now, again, you do you, right? It's up to you how you want to do it. When I want these shoulder straps, and these are just like our padded strap wraps, I'll cover that. But when I want these on the ruck, I want the fold next to my neck, right? So if it does rub up against my neck, it's just a nice folded surface as opposed to the Velcro edges, But hey, you do you. Maybe you want that rub in there so it'll keep you awake and alert on the trail. I don't know, right? But I'm just saying. So I should have had one of these already set up, but we're just going to do it. So I'm just going to do this backwards. So here we go. On the top of the rucksack, if you don't mind zooming in a little bit, just inside of the drag handle are your connection. These are just tri-glides, but this is where you're going to connect the top of the shoulder strap using the 1.5 inch webbing. And I'll just do this really quickly. Well, here, let me take a step back. The reason I don't send it assembled is because I know somebody's going to think the way I just hooked it up is the way it's supposed to be for you. You have to put this on and make adjustments. You might want it really loose up top or really tight up top, loose on the bottom. Everybody's body shape is different. What you're carrying in it is different. The time of year, so what type of clothing you have on is different. So I am doing this intentionally because you need to set it up for you, the end user. And I just know I'm going to get somebody who's like, well, why isn't this? I'm like, because that's just how it went. So from the back of the ruck, come up under the tri-glide. From below, go back over the top and go through the tri-glide on the other side. So now my free end is coming up underneath my grab handle and it's kind of sitting here. And then you can make your adjustments from there, but that's not going anywhere. That's locked in place. However, once you get your adjustment, and so you've got the shoulder strap as high up on the ruck as you want, my recommendation at that time though is to take the free end. This is the end that went all the way through. This is all your excess webbing, so to speak. Go fold it back on the rear. Don't go back through it. Just go back over the top and down and through the front part of the tri-glide like I just did. So now the tail is running down here. You could open up your shoulder strap, put it inside the shoulder strap, tuck it in there, fold it up and rubber band it. But that, so the tri-glide's gonna lock it in place big time. You do that last little technique so it's coming underneath, over the middle, back down through, and then I'm just wrapping it, making a bite, coming back around that top side, and then back down through the leading edge where I just was, locking it in place. See, that's where I'm just not 100% sure how this is gonna go. I already know, I can sense it in my voice that I'm talking really loud over the wind. I hope this works though, because it's nice being outside. It is like 60 degrees in April. And I can tell you, look, we got a full value wind going on right there, but the shoulder strap, just like, you know, because we love it. I had never seen anybody else doing it. I'm not saying I'm the first and the original, but I had not seen anyone else doing it, but it can totally open up, and that gives you additional storage space in here for cordage, lickies and chewies. And then, like I said, if you tighten that up, you could put the excess in there and then just fold it back up on top of itself, come all the way down. And then on the outside of the shoulder pad, or the shoulder strap, if you want to call it, we've got 1-inch loop webbing, so you can connect an S-beaner with gloves, a knife, a radio, whatever you want to do. Now, we go down to the bottom, and I'm only going to do one of these because you'll see it's really simple. So if I turn this sideways, well, and it's going to have a little, like, you know, webbing retention loop of elastic in there, because I don't know about you, I don't like webbing just flopping around. So that little loop of elastic right there can help hold the excess webbing, or you could roll it up and tape it once you know what you're going to do, or you know how much you're going to use. But so as you're doing this, you've got a front or leading edge of webbing, 1 inch, and then you got the part that's obviously coming from the backside right up against the buckle and the pad. This is the one that you're going to use to secure to the ruck. This guy here is where you're going to make your adjustments. So if I can do this, watch that back one right there. See, that would be me tightening it, and then this would be me, don't want to do it too much, loosening it right up here in the front. All right, should be pretty self-explanatory, but if it's not, that's why we're shooting the video. Okay, so now here on the bottom of the ruck, we got this little kicker webbing. We don't have a name for it yet. It's just like a little triangular kicker, so we could mount some webbing to another tri-glide. So this 1-inch webbing, the one that's closest to your body, let's just say it that way, is going to come down, and just like you did on the top, and maybe this will show up a little better. Tell me if you got it. You got it? All right. You're going to come up from the bottom, go over the webbing that connects the tri-glide to the ruck. There's an opening on the back side. Go back through that, and then there it is. And then that's tight. That's not going anywhere. And we make these little corners, and I call them Kelty tips, because the very first time I saw these was on an old rucksack I still have from Kelty. So got to give credit where credit's due. So we just call these Kelty tips. But the reason we do those is, so this is secure right now, right? I'm yanking on that. That's not going anywhere. But even if something did happen and I started, you know, pulling this webbing backwards, this is actually going to be hard for me to do. There we go. There we go, backwards. You might not see this, but that Kelty tip, as that webbing is coming through, right there, you should see it. That Kelty tip gets caught on the tri-glide, and it actually locks it in place. So it makes it really difficult for your webbing just to inadvertently come loose and shit fall apart on you. So just a little bit more of that attention to detail and real world experiences that we put into it. Now, once you get this set up and you've kind of put it on and figured out how much adjustment you want from the bottom of the shoulder pad to the bottom of the ruck. You can do the same thing if you want to. The same thing that you did up on the 1.5-inch webbing is take your running end, go back over and through the leading edge. Now, I'm not going to do this because you can do this, but well, shit, I guess I talking ain't doing. I just said I would do it. But you've got to wiggle this through, right? That Kelty tip is extra webbing in there. But once you wiggle it through, there you go. And now that's even more secure. I mean, that is better than a knot. There's no friction. There's no strength of the material being lost in the knot. That's all just mechanical pressure bite on itself. That is not coming through. Now you've got your shoulder strap. You can adjust it here if you want the ruck to be up higher on your back, more if you want the ruck to be lower on your back. I'm not going to tell you how to load up a rucksack, or maybe we will in a video, but just think of where that back is or that weight is riding on your back, and think about how that, you know, really kind of causes a lot of back fatigue and potential back injury. We'll do a separate one on that, but you can make your adjustment here, and then you make your adjustments here, and then it's on, and then now all of your adjustments then are just basically loosening it up so you can put the ruck on, and then tightening it. And then, like I said before, you've got these loops on the shoulder strap itself. And if you want to go with a sternum strap, it's the same concept with these tri-glides. Now, this I send to you set up to mirror so you can see what this would look like. So basically, all the hardware and stuff would be exterior to your body. So you would be putting this on, taking this loop, going through the outer loop, back over on itself, and it would look something like that. And then you would just do it on the other side. But you can pick and choose where on this pad you want to put your sternum strap if you so desire to get a sternum strap. All right, cousin husband, I think that's pretty much the basic 101 on rucksack assemble video that we wanted to do today. So what do you think? Did I miss anything?
I think you did a fine job.
Okay, how was the wind?
A little windy.
How was my beard in this wind?
Beautiful.
Was it ever going straight 90 degrees?
Almost, but not quite.
Okay, well then it's not a full value wind yet. All right, so see, beards can be used.
Like freedom.
The beard of freedom. But see, you could use your beard if you were doing precision marksmanship and test what value wind you have. Just turn to the wind. Oh, I've got a half value, quarter value. Oh, I got a full value wind going. So just throwing that out there. I know, dorky stuff at the end of the video. Hey, you know the deal. That was how to assemble the rucksack. No one has reached out yet, and I'm not trying to belittle anyone or be condescending, but you don't know what you don't know, right? And so I just felt I probably should do a video. And you know, honestly, I bet there's one person out there who has these pads where the rough edge is closest to their neck, and maybe you're a sadomasochist, I don't know, but it really is better if you put the smooth rounded part next to your neck. All right, that's the video for today. The weather is kind of changing here. I've got a friendly bet with cousin husband and my regular cousin if we're going to get one more snowstorm this year. I think the answer is yes. It's not going to stay, but like, this is a weird day. It's 60 degrees in April. Abnormal, you know, it just is, right? I mean, there's usually still snow on the ground. So, and look and see, and I'm still chafy, you know, so it's still wintertime, man. All right. Reach out if you got questions, comments. I'll do the best I can to help you out. I apologize. If I knew how to edit my videos, I would remove that chafy thing at the end. But reach out if you got questions. I'll do the best I can to help you out. Until then, remember, keep thinking, keep moving, never quit. All right, everybody, be good. We'll see you next time. Woo!